The University of Moratuwa held a discussion on the reforms for a sustainable power sector for the next generation in Colombo. National Electricity Advisory Council, the national system operator, and the changes that must be made to the system were discussed during the forum. Professor in Electrical Engineering from the University of Moratuwa, Asanka Rodrigo, spoke about the modules that can be used with the reform when looking into the requirements of the power sector. A special addition of a National Electricity Advisory Council in the Draft Act and an omission in ongoing reforms and proposed restructuring.
The power sector reform concept started way back in 1980s, and everybody knows that it's a requirement where you cannot have the same system all the time. With the requirement, you have to do certain type of amendment and the changes in the sector. We are mainly targeting on the restructuring, and basically most of the power sectors were started in most of the countries as a monopolistic structure, where the people realized that monopolistic structure will not fulfill our requirement, so that then people propose the reform. When you look at the power sector also, depending on the requirement, we have to decide what type of model we are going to implement with the reform. We are looking at the reform. Reform is doing for we need to have a transparently and the regulatory and even the competition and the sustainability, so that there are basic fundamental things we have to look at when we are forming a Electricity Act or the Reform Act, especially in Sri Lanka. So that because of that, what I am saying is there are certain missing parts. Of course, the reform is needed. So there are a lot of things which we have to improve in this particular bill. But the core part is this, where what I want to highlight is, before approving this one in the parliament, there are a lot more things to be improved.
For a model towards a sustainable electricity sector in Sri Lanka was suggested by the panelists.